Ladies and gentlemen, dreamers of a better tomorrow, 2025 has arrived. With it comes a new opportunity, as vast as the sky and as powerful as the determination we carry within us. The question is simple yet profound. How can we transform our lives in just 1 year? Today, I do not speak as a teacher, but as someone who, just like you, is on this journey filled with challenges, surprises, and infinite possibilities. Change does not happen from the outside. It begins within us, with an unwavering belief. If you want a new life, you must first believe that it is possible to achieve it. This belief does not come from what others say, nor from momentary inspiration. It is born from an inner certainty that you can achieve more, deserve more, and are ready to become more. In 2025, commit to believing in your own potential, even when your dreams seem distant. When I started Alibaba, many laughed. They said it was impossible to compete with global giants. They thought it was absurd that a group of ordinary people could build something extraordinary. But I did not give up. Not because I had all the answers or a perfect plan, but because I saw an opportunity and had the courage to take the first step. That same conviction can sustain you in difficult moments. Beyond belief, you need vision. Knowing where you want to go, even when the path seems uncertain. Your vision is the map that will guide your decisions and priorities. Imagine your ideal life. Who are you? What are you doing? How do you feel? Write it down. Visualize it every day. This vision will be your compass, constantly reminding you why you started. But beware, vision without action is merely a dream. If you want to transform your life in a year, you must act with consistency. Take the first step, then the next, and keep moving forward. It is not about doing everything at once, but about building something each day. As the proverb says, a journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. Challenges will come. Change requires you to step out of your comfort zone, face your fears, and continue when everything seems difficult. But remember, obstacles are not barriers. They are tests of resilience. Every difficulty is a chance to become stronger and wiser. When something goes wrong, do not complain, do not give up. Ask yourself, what can I learn from this? Great victories are built on small battles won. Every failure carries a lesson that can take you even further. I failed many times. I failed exams, got rejected from jobs, even at KFC. I could have given up. But do you know what kept me going? The unshakable belief that my future wouldn't be defined by my failures, but by what I chose to do with them. When I started Alibaba, nobody believed in me. They said it was impossible for a Chinese entrepreneur to build a global tech company. But I asked myself, if not now, when? If not me, who? Successful people don't start with money, connections, or luck. They start with a vision and an unbreakable belief. If you want to change your life in 2025, you first need to believe it's possible. Many people say, I'll try, but they already have doubts. That doesn't work. You need to look in the mirror and say, I can and will change my story. This mindset creates the momentum needed to turn dreams into reality. The difference between those who win and those who stay stuck is simple. Winners trust the process. They know success doesn't happen overnight. When I started Alibaba, I had no money, no technology, and no experience. But I had a group of people who believed in the vision with me. Together, we overcame the difficulties because we believed we could. Are you surrounded by people who strengthen or weaken your belief? Imagine your mind as a garden. If you plant seeds of doubt, you will harvest uncertainty and fear. But if you plant belief in action, in a short time you'll see your life flourish. Success begins within you. Everything that exists today, big companies, innovations, life changes, started with someone who dared to believe. And the question remains, do you truly believe that 2025 can be the year that transforms your life? Close your eyes for a moment. Imagine what your life will be like in 2025. Are you where you want to be? Are you doing what you truly love? If your answer is, I don't know, that's the problem. Without a clear vision, you just react to life instead of leading it. When I started Alibaba, I already saw where I wanted to go. I didn't know exactly how, but I knew that e-commerce in China would be massive. And that vision gave me the strength to keep going, even when everything seemed impossible. If you don't know where you're going, any path seems right, but in the end, you get lost. Many people live like boats without a rudder, pushed by circumstances. You need a map. Take a piece of paper and write, where do you want to be a year from now? How much money do you want to earn? What skills do you want to develop? Visualizing this every day strengthens your mind and directs your actions. Steve Jobs, Elon Musk, all of them had a clear vision before achieving any real success. Many people say, I want success, but what does that mean? If your definition is vague, your efforts will be too. Jack Welch, former CEO of GE, said, control your destiny or someone else will. If you want to achieve your goals, you must align your thoughts, environment, and actions with the future you envision. Never underestimate the power of clarity. Visualizing the future isn't just a motivational exercise, it's a commitment to yourself. When I wrote down my goals at the beginning of Alibaba, I didn't know when or how they would happen, but I repeated to myself every day, it will work. You can start small, but start with clarity. Your future begins with the decision to see it before it even exists. So look ahead. What will your 2025 be like? Do you have a clear plan, or are you still letting life decide for you? Many people fail because they want immediate results. They try to change everything at once, and when they don't see quick progress, they give up. But real transformation happens gradually. When I started Alibaba, I had no money, no technology, and no support. What I had was an idea and the commitment to improve a little every day. Small daily improvements add up to extraordinary results over time. Think of a Chinese bamboo tree. For years it grows underground, invisible. But one day, it suddenly shoots up and grows meters in just a few weeks. That's the secret to success: patience and consistency. Small daily actions like studying for 30 minutes, practicing a new habit, or expanding your network may seem insignificant at first, but they create a massive impact over a year. Most people want shortcuts. They want to skip straight to success without going through the process. But without a strong foundation, anything you build collapses. Imagine if I had given up after Alibaba's first failure. Instead, I chose to build slowly, learning and adjusting along the way. Are you willing to start small and grow consistently? Never underestimate the power of consistency. If you want to learn a new language, 15 minutes a day is more effective than studying for 10 hours once a month. If you want to start a business, begin by selling something small, testing your market. Success isn't a sudden explosion, but an accumulation of smart choices over time. So, what small step can you take today? What simple but powerful action can put you on the right path to transforming your life in 2025? Obstacles are unavoidable, but how you handle them determines your outcome. Many people see challenges as signs to stop. I see them as signals to keep going. When I started Alibaba, the internet in China was almost non-existent. Investors laughed at me. My ideas were rejected over and over. But every no I received brought me closer to the right yes. The biggest trap for most people is giving up at the first sign of failure. But those who keep going, even when everything seems lost, are the ones who win. Think about this. Have you ever faced a situation where quitting seemed like the easiest option? What if you had pushed a little further? Sometimes success is just on the other side of persistence. Rejection isn't a dead end, it's a detour. I was rejected from 30 jobs before starting my own company. Harvard turned me down 10 times. If I'd let rejection define me, I would still be stuck. But I learned that failure isn't a reason to stop. It's a lesson to grow. Every mistake teaches you something valuable, as long as you're willing to learn. The world doesn't reward people who avoid difficulties. It rewards those who overcome them. Every successful entrepreneur, athlete, and artist has a story of resilience. Michael Jordan was cut from his high school basketball team. Walt Disney was fired for lacking creativity. What they had in common was the ability to rise after every fall. Difficulties don't exist to break you, but to shape you. The question isn't whether you'll face challenges. It's whether you'll use them as fuel to move forward. Your environment shapes your success. If you spend your time with people who complain, doubt, and make excuses, you will absorb their mindset. But if you surround yourself with ambitious, forward-thinking individuals, you will be pushed to grow. Jim Rohn said, "You are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with." Think about that. Who is influencing your mindset? I learned this early. When I built Alibaba, I didn't hire the smartest people. I hired the ones with the best attitude. Skills can be taught, but mindset is what makes the difference. If you want to go far, build a team that believes in the vision as much as you do. Alone, you can go fast. Together, you can go further. Negative people will drain your energy. They will tell you why things won't work, why you should give up, why your dreams are unrealistic. Ignore them. Surround yourself with those who see possibilities instead of problems. The right people will challenge you, inspire you, and push you beyond your limits. Think about your closest circle. Are they helping you grow or holding you back? The best way to change your future is to change who you listen to. Seek mentors, join communities of driven individuals, and build relationships with people who uplift and motivate you. Success is never a solo journey. It's built through collaboration, support, and shared vision. The people around you will either elevate you or hold you down. Choose wisely. Time is the one thing you can never get back. I always tell young entrepreneurs, money can be earned, skills can be learned, but lost time is gone forever. The difference between successful people and those who stay behind isn't just talent, it's how they use their time. While some waste hours on distractions, others invest those same hours into building their future. If you want to change your life in 2025, start by auditing your time. Write down everything you do in a day, how much of it actually contributes to your goals. If you're spending hours on social media, watching TV, or engaging in meaningless activities, you're giving away your future. The key to success isn't having more hours, it's using them wisely. I wasn't born smarter or luckier than anyone else. What made a difference in my life was discipline with my time. When I was younger, I spent hours talking to tourists just to learn English. It wasn't easy, but it was an investment in my future. If you want to be successful, you have to prioritize what truly matters. Think of time like a bank account. Every morning you receive 24 hours. How you spend them determines your wealth, not just financially, but in knowledge, relationships, and personal growth. Those who understand this don't waste time. They make every moment count. So before you say you don't have time for your dreams, look at where your time is actually going. The question isn't whether you have enough time, it's whether you're using it on what truly matters. Success doesn't require perfection, but it does demand consistency. Many people start with enthusiasm but quit the moment things get tough. That's why the gym is full in January and empty by March. People expect instant results and get discouraged when they don't see immediate progress. But the secret to transformation isn't intensity, it's persistence. Think about an Olympic athlete. They don't train only when they feel motivated. They follow a plan every single day, whether they're in the mood or not. The same applies to business, learning, and personal growth. When I started Alibaba, we didn't succeed overnight. It took years of consistent effort, even when things seemed hopeless. Most people underestimate how powerful small, repeated actions can be. If you read 10 pages of a book daily, that's 12 books a year. If you exercise for 30 minutes a day, in a year, you'll be in the best shape of your life. Small daily improvements compound over time and lead to massive results. The problem isn't that people lack potential. It's that they stop too soon. They start a business but quit after the first setback. They begin learning a skill but give up when it gets difficult. Success belongs to those who keep showing up, even when progress is invisible. So ask yourself, are you treating your goals like a short-term experiment, or are you committed for the long run? Most people focus on what they lack instead of what they have. But when you train your mind to appreciate what's already in your life, everything changes. Gratitude isn't just about saying thank you. It's a shift in perspective that attracts more success, happiness, and opportunities. When I was young, I had nothing. No money, no connections, not even a clear path. But I had a dream. And as long as I had that dream, I never felt poor. If you always focus on what's missing, you will always feel empty. But if you focus on the opportunities around you, you will start seeing possibilities everywhere. Try this. Every morning, write down 3 things you're grateful for. It can be as simple as good health, a supportive friend, or the opportunity to learn something new. This small habit rewires your brain to see abundance instead of scarcity. Gratitude also keeps you grounded. Many successful people lose their way because they chase more without appreciating what they already have. But those who stay grateful remain balanced and make better decisions. Your life is already filled with opportunities. The question is, are you noticing them, or are you too busy complaining about what you don't have? Most people limit their dreams because they're afraid of failure. But the biggest mistake you can make is not trying at all. When I started Alibaba, people laughed at me. They said China had no future in e-commerce. But I believed that if I didn't try, I would regret it forever. Small dreams create small lives. The people who change the world are the ones who dare to think beyond their circumstances. Look at Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, or Steve Jobs. They didn't build their empires by thinking small. They aimed for something so big that people called them crazy. Fear kills more dreams than failure ever will. Most people don't fail because they're not capable. They fail because they never start. The greatest risk isn't trying and failing. It's never trying at all. Ask yourself, would you rather regret failing or regret never having tried? Dreaming big doesn't mean being reckless. It means setting goals so ambitious that they force you to grow into the person who can achieve them. It means taking calculated risks and betting on yourself. So are you playing it safe, or are you daring to chase something extraordinary? Most people focus only on the destination. When I have money, I'll be happy. When I get promoted, I'll feel successful. But life isn't just about the results. It's about who you become along the way. When I started Alibaba, my goal wasn't just to build a company. I wanted to create something meaningful, to help small businesses succeed. The journey itself was where the real growth happened. Every struggle, every lesson, every challenge shaped me into a better leader. If you only live for when you're successful, when you're rich, when you achieve a goal, you'll always feel unfulfilled. But if you embrace the process, you'll find success in every step. Imagine climbing a mountain. If all you care about is reaching the top, you'll miss the beauty of the climb, the people you meet, the skills you develop, the experiences you gain. These are the real rewards. Your success isn't just about achieving goals. It's about the person you become on the journey. Are you paying attention to your own growth, or are you just rushing toward the finish line? Failure is not the end. It's the beginning of something greater. I failed so many times before Alibaba became a success. I was rejected from 30 jobs, including KFC. I failed my university entrance exams multiple times. If I had given up, my story would have ended there. But instead, I saw every failure as a lesson, not a punishment. Most people quit too soon, believing that failure is a sign to stop. But failure is not a full stop. It's a comma in your story. It's a sign that something needs to change, not that you need to give up. The key is to ask yourself, what can I learn from this? Every mistake carries valuable lessons, if you are willing to listen. I often say, if you have never failed, you have never tried anything new. The most successful people in the world have failed more times than the average person has even tried. Thomas Edison tested thousands of prototypes before inventing the light bulb. Each failure brought him closer to success. Resilience is what separates those who succeed from those who remain stuck. It's not about avoiding difficulties, but about standing up every time you fall. The more you fail, the stronger you become. Each setback is an opportunity to adjust your approach and try again with more wisdom. So are you letting failure define you, or are you using it as fuel to reach the next level? Many people have great dreams, but few have the discipline to achieve them. Without discipline, even the most talented person will remain stuck. It's not about motivation, because motivation fades. Discipline is what keeps you moving forward, even on the days you don't feel like it. The biggest difference between those who succeed and those who don't isn't intelligence, luck, or background. It's their ability to show up and do the work consistently. Success is built in the small daily decisions, choosing to read instead of scrolling social media, waking up early to work on your goals, saying no to distractions. When I was learning English, I didn't have money for classes, so I practiced with tourists for years. That wasn't easy, but it was discipline. It's the same with business. Many people start with enthusiasm but give up when things get tough. But real winners keep going, even when progress seems slow. Ask yourself, what habits are sabotaging your success? And what new habits could help you get to the next level? Small changes, done consistently, create extraordinary results over time. If you want a different life, you must be willing to do what others won't. Discipline is the price of success. Are you willing to pay it? Fear of the unknown is what holds most people back from making life-changing decisions. It's easy to stay in your comfort zone, surrounded by what is familiar and predictable. But if you never step beyond that, you will never discover your true potential. When I started Alibaba, e-commerce in China was practically non-existent. The internet was slow, trust in online transactions was low, and investors laughed at my vision. I could have listened to them. I could have accepted that the future of business would remain in the hands of large corporations. But instead, I chose to believe in a different reality, one that had not yet been created. Many people think that courage means having no fear, but that's not true. Courage is moving forward despite the fear. It's taking action when you are uncertain, when there are no guarantees, when the path ahead is unclear. I remember the early days of Alibaba. Our technology was basic, our resources were limited, and we had no clear proof that our idea would work. But we kept pushing forward. Why? Because I knew that the greatest risk wasn't failure. The greatest risk was never trying at all. Most regrets in life don't come from things we tried and failed at. They come from the things we never dared to attempt. How many people live their entire lives wondering, what if? They wait for the perfect moment, but that moment never comes. The truth is, you will never feel completely ready. There will always be reasons to hesitate, but success belongs to those who take the leap despite the uncertainty. Opportunities don't wait for you to be comfortable. The world is constantly changing, and the people who succeed are those who embrace change instead of fearing it. Think of the most successful entrepreneurs, athletes, and innovators in history. They didn't wait for certainty. They took action before they had all the answers. If you only move when you feel safe, you will always be one step behind. The unknown can be terrifying, but it can also be exciting. It is the place where growth happens, where new possibilities emerge, where extraordinary achievements are born. Are you willing to step into that unknown and see what you are truly capable of? Or will you let fear dictate the limits of your life? The choice is yours. The world is moving faster than ever. Technologies evolve, industries shift, and the skills that were valuable yesterday may be obsolete tomorrow. I have seen massive companies disappear because they refuse to adapt. I have also seen small businesses rise to global success because they embrace change. If you want to thrive in 2025 and beyond, you must develop the ability to adapt. The ability to learn and evolve is more important than any degree or past success. Many people resist change because it feels uncomfortable. They cling to old ways of doing things, even when those methods no longer work. But let me ask you this. If you refuse to change, how can you expect your life to improve? Growth requires discomfort. When I was younger, I didn't have access to expensive education, but I found ways to learn. I practiced English by speaking to tourists. It wasn't traditional, but it worked. Those who succeed are those who are willing to find solutions, even when the path isn't obvious. Some of the most successful companies today exist because they saw change as an opportunity rather than a threat. Netflix started as a DVD rental company, but adapted when streaming technology emerged. Amazon began as an online bookstore, but evolved into the world's largest e-commerce platform. Even Alibaba had to reinvent itself multiple times to keep up with market changes. The same principle applies to individuals. If you resist change, you will be left behind. Ask yourself, are you learning new skills, exploring new opportunities, preparing for the future? Or are you simply going through the motions, hoping things will stay the same? The reality is, nothing stays the same. The most valuable skill you can have in the modern world is the ability to adapt quickly. The internet is changing. Artificial intelligence is evolving, and new industries are emerging. Are you preparing for these shifts? Or are you still relying on outdated knowledge? The future belongs to those who are adaptable, those who see change as an opportunity rather than a threat. You don't have to know everything today, but you must be willing to learn. If you wait until you are forced to change, it will already be too late. The question is, will you take control of your own growth, or will you be left behind as the world moves forward? Leadership is not about power, it's about influence. Many people think that being a leader means giving orders and controlling others, but real leadership is about inspiring those around you to be their best. When I built Alibaba, I didn't act like a boss, I acted like a coach. I didn't hire the smartest people just for their skills. I looked for those with the right mindset, those who believed in the vision. Skills can be taught, but passion and determination come from within. The best leaders don't create followers, they create more leaders. A true leader doesn't seek personal glory, but empowers others to succeed. This is why I always encourage young entrepreneurs to surround themselves with people who challenge and inspire them. If you are the most knowledgeable person in the room, you are in the wrong room. The best leaders are those who keep learning, keep listening, and keep growing alongside their teams. Many people wait until they have a title or a high position before they start acting like a leader. But leadership is not about a title. It's about action. A teacher leading a classroom, a parent guiding their children, a young entrepreneur inspiring their friends. All of these are examples of leadership. Leadership starts when you take responsibility for more than just yourself. One of the biggest mistakes I see is people assuming they have to do everything alone. The truth is, no great success is ever achieved alone. The most successful companies, projects, and movements in history were built by teams, not individuals. If you want to be a leader, focus on building strong relationships. Invest in your team, help others grow. When you lift others up, you rise too. So, ask yourself, are you waiting for permission to lead, or are you stepping up and making a difference today? Leadership is not reserved for CEOs or politicians. It's a mindset, a way of thinking, a commitment to bringing out the best in others. And in 2025, the world needs more leaders. Will you be one of them? We live in an age of instant gratification. People want results immediately, fast money, quick promotions, overnight success, but real success doesn't work that way. Alibaba didn't become a global giant in 1 year. It took decades of learning, failures, and persistence. Yet most people give up too early because they don't see results fast enough. They forget that great things take time. If you plant a tree today, you won't see fruit tomorrow. You must water it, nurture it, and wait for it to grow. The same applies to your career, business, and personal development. If you want to build something meaningful, you need patience and commitment. Many people ask, how long will it take? But the real question is, how much am I willing to invest in my future? Success is not about speed, it's about direction. The reason most people never reach their full potential is that they think too short-term. They chase immediate rewards instead of building something sustainable. They switch businesses the moment they face difficulties, they quit learning when things get tough, and they expect major progress with minimal effort. But those who win in the long run are the ones who stay committed, even when results take time. I often remind my team, today is difficult, tomorrow will be worse, but the day after tomorrow will be beautiful. The problem is that most people give up before they reach the beautiful part. They abandon their dreams when things get hard, not realizing that the greatest breakthroughs come just after the hardest moments. So what kind of mindset are you building? Are you focusing only on quick wins, or are you planting seeds that will grow into something extraordinary? In 2025, success will belong to those who think long-term, those who are willing to put in the effort even when they don't see immediate results. Will you be one of them? If you want 2025 to be different, you can't repeat the same actions from 2024. The biggest breakthroughs happen when people dare to challenge the status quo. When I started Alibaba, e-commerce in China was a joke to most investors. They didn't believe people would trust online transactions. But instead of following the old way of thinking, I decided to create something new. Most people fear innovation because it feels risky. They would rather stay in their comfort zone than take a chance on an idea that might fail. But playing it safe is the biggest risk of all. The world is changing fast, and those who hesitate will be left behind. Look at companies like Netflix, Amazon, and Tesla. They didn't just improve old industries, they reinvented them. They created something the world had never seen before. What could you create that doesn't exist yet? Maybe it's a business, an idea, or a new way of thinking. Many of the world's most successful entrepreneurs didn't follow a path. They built their own. But this requires boldness. It requires a willingness to take risks, to fail, and to learn from failure. Innovation isn't just about technology. It's about how you approach life. Are you thinking creatively? Are you finding new solutions to old problems? Are you open to opportunities that others ignore? Most people don't see opportunities because they're too busy following what everyone else is doing. But the greatest rewards come from doing what others aren't willing to do. The world is full of people who complain about problems, but real leaders are those who create solutions. Are you going to be a follower, or are you ready to build something new? In 2025, the biggest opportunities will belong to those who dare to innovate. Will you be one of them? I always tell young people, don't chase money, chase passion. If you only work for money, you will never be truly happy. But if you do something you love, you will naturally become great at it and money will follow. Passion is what keeps you going when things get tough. It's the fuel that drives the most successful people in the world. Think about the most inspiring figures in history. Steve Jobs, Elon Musk, Oprah Winfrey. They didn't just work for a paycheck. They were deeply passionate about what they were building. They didn't stop when they faced challenges because they were driven by something greater than profit. If you don't love what you do, you will give up the moment difficulties arise. Many people spend their entire lives stuck in jobs they hate. They tell themselves they have to do it because it pays the bills. But life is too short to waste on something that doesn't excite you. You have a choice. Stay in a routine that drains your energy, or find something that truly excites you. If you're not sure what your passion is, start experimenting. Try new things, explore different fields, and pay attention to what excites you. Passion isn't always obvious at first. It often reveals itself through action. But once you find it, work won't feel like work anymore. It will feel like a mission. So ask yourself, what is something you would do even if no one paid you for it? What activity makes you lose track of time? The answer to that question could change your life. In 2025, don't just work. Work with passion. The energy you put in will determine the results you get. So what say? The world is evolving, and those who stop learning will be left behind. When I was young, I didn't have access to expensive education. But that didn't stop me from learning. I taught myself English by talking to tourists. I absorbed knowledge from every source I could find. I understood that learning wasn't about school. It was about curiosity and growth. Successful people are lifelong learners. They read books, take courses, and surround themselves with people who challenge them. The difference between those who grow and those who stay stuck isn't intelligence, it's the willingness to keep learning. If you want to stay ahead in 2025, you need to develop the habit of continuous learning. Many people stop learning after school, thinking that education is something you complete. But in reality, learning never ends. The most successful entrepreneurs dedicate time every day to improving their skills and expanding their knowledge. Warren Buffett reads for hours every day. Bill Gates takes learning retreats, where he spends time studying new topics. The good news is, we live in an age where learning is easier than ever. You don't need a university degree to gain valuable knowledge. There are books, online courses, podcasts, and mentors everywhere. The only question is, are you taking advantage of them, or are you stuck in the belief that you already know enough? The most dangerous mindset is thinking you have nothing left to learn. The world will continue to evolve, whether you're ready or not. Will you grow with it, or will you be left behind? The choice is yours. At the end of the day, success is a choice. You can continue doing what you've always done, hoping for different results, or you can take action. 2025 could be the year everything changes, but only if you decide to make it happen. Many people wait for the perfect moment to start, but the truth is, the perfect moment doesn't exist. The best time to take action was yesterday. The second best time is now. If you keep waiting, another year will pass, and you'll be in the same place. The difference between those who succeed and those who don't isn't luck or intelligence. It's the willingness to act. You have all the knowledge, tools, and resources you need. Now the question is, will you use them? Your future isn't decided by fate, it's decided by your daily choices. What choice will you make today? Much so.
Jack Ma has always been known for his ability to inspire, challenge, and push people to think beyond their limits. In this unforgettable presentation, he delivered one of the most powerful and life-changing talks of the year. With his signature mix of wisdom, humor, and real-life experiences, Jack Ma shared the mindset shifts that separate those who succeed from those who remain stuck. If 2025 is going to be the year your life transforms, this is the guide you need. He began by addressing the foundation of all success, belief. Without it, no strategy, no effort, and no opportunity will work in your favor. Drawing from his own journey, being rejected from 30 jobs, failing university exams multiple times, and struggling to launch Alibaba, Jack Ma reminded everyone that belief is what turns the impossible into reality. But belief alone isn't enough. It must be followed by a clear vision. Those who don't know where they're going end up lost, moving in circles, hoping for luck to take them somewhere better. Jack Ma emphasized the importance of small, consistent actions. Most people fail because they try to change everything overnight, only to lose motivation when they don't see immediate results. But success is built like a bamboo tree. It grows underground for years before suddenly shooting up. It's the commitment to daily improvement that makes the biggest difference. However, no journey to success is smooth. Obstacles will appear, and how you handle them determines whether you grow stronger or give up. Jack Ma shared the painful rejections he faced and how every failure was actually a step toward success. Another crucial lesson: the people you surround yourself with. If you are always around negative people, you will absorb their doubts, he warned. Success is rarely achieved alone. It requires mentors, a strong network, and the ability to learn from others. And learning never stops. Jack Ma revealed how continuous education, not in school, but in life, is the key to staying relevant in a rapidly changing world. The ability to adapt is no longer optional. It's a necessity. The speech didn't just focus on external success. Jack Ma reminded the audience about gratitude, passion, and the power of dreaming big. People who focus on what they lack will always feel empty, but those who recognize their current opportunities will keep finding new ones. Passion fuels effort, and those who work with energy and purpose are the ones who create lasting impact. Finally, he issued a challenge. Are you thinking long-term? Are you playing it safe? Or are you bold enough to create something new? This is not just another motivational talk. It's a roadmap for personal and professional transformation. If you want to make 2025 the year everything changes, Jack Ma has given you the blueprint. The only question left is, will you take action? Now that you've heard the lessons, the question is, what will you do with them? Jack Ma has given you the roadmap to transform your life in 2025, but knowledge alone is not enough. The real difference comes from action. Most people watch, listen, and get inspired, but then go back to their old routines. Will you be one of them? Or will you take the first step toward real change? Think about the most powerful lesson from this talk. Was it the importance of belief? The power of small, consistent actions? The need to surround yourself with the right people? Whatever resonated with you the most, don't let it be just another idea. Apply it right now. What is one thing you can do today that moves you closer to your vision? Success isn't about waiting for the perfect moment. It's about making the moment perfect by taking action. 2025 can be the year you finally achieve what you've been dreaming about, but only if you start now. Every successful person you admire began with a single step. What's stopping you from taking yours? I want to hear from you. Which part of this message impacted you the most? Comment below and share your biggest takeaway. Let this be your first step, publicly committing to your growth. And if you ever need motivation again, come back and watch this video as many times as you need. Make sure to subscribe so you don't miss out on future insights. If you don't subscribe now, you might never find this channel again. And don't forget to turn on notifications so you continue learning from the best. Now go take action. And if you're ready for the next step in your journey, watch. What matters more than intelligence? The Truth About Success by Jack Ma. It's exactly what you need to hear next.